Welcome to Stormwater Drainage Solutions. In this video, we're going to be talking about installing corrugated drainage pipe for your downspout drains. On this particular project, we're going to be routing all of the downspouts on the left-hand side of the property to the front to get that water away from the home's foundation. So to start this off, we're going to be excavating all of our trenches out for our drainage pipe. We're also going to be grabbing a sump pump discharge line that comes out from underneath the crawl space of this home, and we're going to tie that into our system as well. It currently was just discharging right next to the home on a small pop-up emitter. So we'll attach that into our system to get that water away. So to start off, whenever you're trenching for any type of drainage pipe, it doesn't matter if it's corrugated, PVC, dual wall, whatever kind of pipe it is, you need to dig a flat bottom trench. Make sure that trench is flat on the bottom. You do not want any bellies or waves in that trench that the pipe could take the form of that. So that is very important. Take your time on excavation. Make sure you don't hit anything in the ground, and a flat bottom trench is the name of the game. Once you have that trench to your liking, the very beginning of the run, you want to start as shallow as possible. As you can see there, that beginning of that run was one downspout, and we are very shallow in the ground. As we move to the front of the house, we are going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. We do this because we want to have some slope on our pipe. Ideally, you want a quarter bubble, but if you can only get 1% slope, then take that. Get as much slope as possible whenever you are dealing with yard drainage. So for corrugated pipe, this is very important, and I cannot stress this enough. All of your connections that you're going to be making need to have tile tape on them. So tile tape basically is a PVC tape, or it can also be made out of polypropylene. It's a stretchy, sticky tape that you wrap around the joints of your drainage system. Now, this tile tape is designed for drainage applications. It's designed for this use, and it keeps roots out of the system as well as keeping the water into the system. Now, you will hear sometimes people say that you do not need to use tile tape if there's no roots in the area, and I would disagree with this. You always need to use tile tape whenever you're installing a corrugated system, and that's because you do not know if down the road shrubs, trees, anything might be planted near the system, so those roots could potentially get in if they weren't tile taped up. And the other reason tile tape is very important is because if you just leave an open seam, when water is flowing through that system on heavy rains, it will actually create a siphon, and it will suck sediment in from around the pipe, and you will begin to get potholes, divots, and sinkholes in the yard because you're losing ground. So tile tape is very important whenever you are building with corrugated pipe. Now, you always want to use Ys to connect your lateral lines in. The lateral lines are the downspouts and that sump pump discharge line right there. We wide that in as well. That's going to have a lot of force, a lot of pressure behind it. That water is going to be flying into the system. You want to make a smooth transition with that water. So always use Ys whenever you are tying laterals into your main line. Do not use Ts. Ts bring that water to a halt when they slam into the T and then have to change direction. Always use Ys whenever you are building with any type of pipe for drainage systems. Sometimes you can get away with Ts depending on the application, if it's a low flow or if it's a AC drip line, something like that you're collecting. But anything that's going to have a lot of head pressure behind it and that water is going to be pushing through fast into the system, you need to use Ys. Now, as you can see, we had to cut a sprinkler line here to be able to get the proper pitch on our pipe going through this area. So we went ahead and we cut that, and then we will reroute that sprinkler line around our drainage pipe once we have our pipe installed. But it's very important that you take your time digging the trench and getting that trench sloped and pitched properly, as well as a flat bottom trench. You do not want any bellies. So at the very end, we're going to be using an FDM pop-up emitter with a turf restrictor plate. We'll go ahead and we'll wrap fabric with some stone around that. That way that line can leach out at the end once the rain event has ended. This is very important. That way your system doesn't hold water. The entire thing doesn't hold water. So we have the FDM leaf filters on all of our downspouts. Those will stop any large organic debris like leaves and sticks from getting into our system. So this will minimize any clogging that could happen in the future. If you need drainage work in the Tampa Bay area, if it's downspout drains, channel drains, French drains, give Stormwater Drainage Solutions a call at 813-614-3456. We can come out there, assess the situation, and help design a system that fits your needs. We'll install everything from corrugated pipe, PVC pipe, N12 dual wall pipe, triple wall. It doesn't really matter. We'll install it. Give us a call.